Barry Bonds and the Giants are playing long ball in Philadelphia. 10 home runs in 2 games and back-to-back wins over the Phillies. The Giants are 1 game back in the National League wild card race, and today they go for the sweep. It's the final game of the series, final game of the road trip. Giants, Phillies, next. Well, the fans are filing into the new ballpark here in Philadelphia. This is the final game of this 3-game series, Phillies and Giants. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, one thing for sure, the Giants have not had any trouble hitting the long ball. 10 home runs in the first 2 games in this series. And, Mike, I guess if you're Felipe Alou, you're hoping that that trend continues a bit.
Well, indeed, no reason to believe it wouldn't. I mean, not only are they hitting home runs, but they're scoring runs in a lot of different ways. In fact, they've averaged over 8 runs per game on this road trip. And what that means is that it's a confident offense, and the pitching staff doesn't feel like they have to be so fine. If they make a mistake, they have the belief that the offense will pick them up. Plus, the Giants have something going for them right now they haven't had the last couple of weeks, and that is they have a confident bullpen. Yesterday, 4 1/3 scoreless innings, and they're well rested.
Right.
And for the first time in a long time, they're confident. The addition of Dustin Hermanson to the closer spot has really solidified things down there. So they're a confident team right now.
And that's exactly what Felipe said before the ball game. He said the bullpen is rested and everybody is available. Well, the Giants have a chance to go 4-2 on this road trip. And when we come back, we'll have the lineups right after this. All right, just finishing the national anthem. We're at Citizens Bank Park here in Philadelphia. This is the final game of this road trip and the final game of this 3-game series, where the Giants have won the first 2 games 16-6 on Friday, and then a tight one yesterday, an afternoon game where the Giants won 7-6. Well, the Giants have a chance to go 4-2 on this road trip, and I'd say that that's probably a good story when you think of the 2 tough losses they had in Pittsburgh to start out the road trip.
Well, you're right. I mean, think about the emotional losses the first 2 games in Pittsburgh, and then it was Jason Schmidt that came up with a big stop job, a 4-hit shutout, complete game, and it really did a number of things. 1, it got the Giants' confidence back. 2, it gave the bullpen a day's rest, and it got them back on the win track, and they really carried that momentum into this ballpark here, where the offense has been the story. 23 runs in 2 games here in Philadelphia, and you know, it's the first time I've seen this offense a little giddy coming into a ball game.
All right, let's take a look at Felipe Alou's lineup, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Durham back in the lineup, followed by JT Snow. This month, check out the numbers. He's now hitting over 300. Alfonso Bonds, Przinsky. Then it's Ricky Leday coming back home to play. Marquise Grissom, Cody Ransom, and Brett Tomko.
On the hill for the Phillies today will be the veteran right-hander Vicente Padilla, making his 12th start of the year. He has been off and on the disabled list with an elbow problem, but of late he is throwing very, very well. And when he throws well, you're going to see a lot of fastballs. Fastball that'll go anywhere from 93 to 97 miles per hour with lots of movement. It's a movement that runs hard away from lefties. It's a movement that will break right-handers' bats. He's got a curveball, a slider, and a changeup. He's a little reluctant to throw them. He likes to be stubborn with that fastball. He'll throw a lot of ground balls if he's right. Defensively, the Phillies set it up this way. Behind Padilla, it'll be Glanville, Bird, Abreu in the outfield. Polanco, Rollins, Perez, and Utley across the infield, and Mike Lieberthal will be doing the catching. Bobby Abreu, 9 outfield assists. That ties him for second most in the National League. He's got a good arm.
All right, here's Padilla. The first pitch of the ball game is a fastball for a strike. So we get underway. 138. And it's 75 degrees. Padilla, the next pitch to Durham, and it's in tight. Durham at 265, 12 home runs, 44 RBIs, 4 for 11 in his career against Padilla. Padilla coming off a start against the Colorado Rockies. And Durham fouls it out of play. A start where he ended up with a no decision. He went 5 innings, allowed 3 hits, an earned run, no walks, 5 strikeouts. Prior to that, he had spent a long time on the DL. His last start before that was on May 29th. outside to Durham. 2 balls and 2 strikes. But talking to the people around the ballpark, they said that his last start, the one on the 10th, he threw the ball extremely well and extremely hard. And Durham just gets out of the way of that high and tight fastball, and it's now a full count.
Now that's the high and tight fastball that is so difficult to stay in on. He has so much movement that, you know, the front door sinker, but at 95 miles per hour, and so much movement. If you're a left-hander, you see that ball and you back out of the way to try and avoid getting hit, and it comes back in across the inside corner.
And did he go around? Yes, according to Mark Carlson. And if you're Durham, I suppose what you would like to do is have maybe Mr. Carlson ask.
Tough to stay off a high fastball when it has a high velocity. Take a look at the Mercedes-Benz keys to the game, and Durham, Alfonso Grissom versus Padilla. They're hitting 480 collectively, and we'll watch how that 3-man tandem does against Padilla today. And bullpens stay hot. The Giants bullpen has gotten their confidence back, led by Dustin Hermanson, their new closer, and Rick of the Day coming back to Philadelphia, the team that he spent most of this year with, and he's getting a start today. And I think you put a player in that type of an arena, he wants to do not just good but great. We'll watch that matchup.
Snow at 310, 9 home runs, 35 RBIs, and now the count is even. 2 for 12 lifetime against Padilla. He does have a home run in his career against Padilla. And it's high.
That last fastball, 93 miles per hour. Padilla, like a lot of good fastball pitchers, they'll build that fastball. He gets out, gets stretched, loose, get a good rhythm going, it'll go 95, 96.
Snow hits one into left center field, and this is a pretty good ride. Bird in Glanville, and it is off the wall, and Snow has got a double.
Wow. How hot is JT Snow?
Here's our Bank of America higher standard. On Friday night, JT Snow hit 3 home runs. That's right, 3 in 1 game. That one was to the opposite field. And this was number 3.
Now, number 3 was a home run in any ballpark, even SBC.
And that's our Bank of America higher standard.
But the other 2 home runs, he said that not every ballpark in the National League would have allowed that one to go out. But hey, you're here in Philly, had a big night, first time in his career, he had 3 home runs in a game, and we're happy for him.
Alfonso takes a strike. He's had great numbers against Padilla, a couple of home runs, 7 for 18. Alfonso started and went 1 for 4 yesterday. Snow at second with 1 out. Ball and 1 strike. The Phillies are struggling right now. They've lost 3 in a row, 5 of their last 6. They had completed their road trip on a high note. A long road trip. They'd won 5 of their last 6 on the road. There's a drive. Hit to left field. Glanville back at the wall, and in front of the wall he makes the catch. So Alfonso just missed one, and Felipe Alou was saying that he didn't think the ball was going to carry well today. He thought there was a lot more moisture in the air.
No, I thought off the crack of the bat this had a chance to go. And looking at where the bat made contact with the ball, it got just a little bit up the sweet spot.
Take a look at our Barry Bonds home run tracker, brought to you by your local Chevy dealers. We're going to change this to the Barry Bonds intentional walk tracker.
Well, Larry Boa, sticking to his philosophy, he said before game 1 of the series that he was not going to let Bonds, under any circumstance, beat him in a ball game. That he was going to walk him. Bond's on base percentage coming into this at bat, 606.
Bonds hit one on Friday, one of 6 home runs in the game for the Giants to center field. And that was a pretty long one. Right off the back of that wall in center field. Brzezinski hit one as well. His 10th of the year. He's got 67 RBIs. He's 2 for 3 lifetime against Padilla. Padilla beat the Giants on May 13th. He did give up 9 hits in that game, and he went 6 2/3 innings. So Brzezinski a chance to get the Giants on the board. And his bat goes flying. Bat goes one way. The ball went the other way. And Brzezinski's going to try to go over there and get another bat. And it's unlikely the fans in Philadelphia are going to cooperate.
Yeah, I agree with you. He's going to want something for it, like season tickets for next year. How about that? But what they do is they're going to give him his gamer back, and he will give them one of the other bats that he brought along this road trip. But hey, a new ballpark, new attitude.
Yeah, it's a good idea, though, to have a gift as you go over there to try to ask for it back.
Father caught it, and his little girl, she was the benefactor of the second bat. Jack Clark is here. Or Will Clark.
It'd be likely of a fan here in Philadelphia to say, no, we want a Bonds bat in return. Pop up, left field line, trouble. He dropped it. Polanco had it for a second. And Brzezinski is going to get a chance to swing again.
Well, they run a flag pattern. Little fade. He catches that ball at 6 points. And Brzezinski throws it right out there on the dot. Rattles around. Brzezinski, young promising quarterback.
He led him perfectly. But now Brzezinski behind in the count 0-2. Carlson's going to take a look at the baseball, and he gives it back to Padilla. Snow at second, Bonds at first.
For the one pitch, if he gets a feel that inside corner, the left-handed hitters, that front door sinker it may be one of the best in all of baseball because of its velocity and because of the size of the movement. It's almost impossible as a left-handed hitter to stand your ground. First reaction, you want to back off and try and get out of the way, and then here comes the movement.
And that one was supposed to be in, but it leaked out over the plate. It stays 0-2.
Now, right now, he's a little bit underneath what his normal throwing slot should be. And when that happens, you're not going to get your sink, your normal movement, and you're not going to have great command. So right now, he's vulnerable. He's making some location mistakes.
Pulled foul. It's in the first row. Look out. Looks like somebody got hit in the leg.
Brzezinski's wearing out the stands right now. Bats, balls. Young lady down the right field line looks like she got hit in the arm. This ballpark gives you a little more room than SBC does down the right and left field lines.
And another pop-up. Rollins out. Rollins on the move, but coming in is Glanville, and he makes the catch, and Padilla leads 2. Phillies are coming up. Phillies are coming up, 0-0. Let's take a look at Larry Bowa's lineup, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Jimmy Rollins, Doug Glanville, Chase Utley, and then Bobby Abreu. 81 RBIs, that's 5th most in the National League. He's also got 28 stolen bases. Polanco, Lieberthal, Tomas Perez, Marlon Byrd, and then Vicente Padilla.
Brett Tomko on the hill for the Giants today, making his 23rd start, or actually 22nd start of the year. He's been in 23 games. Remember the relief appearance that he had? He's 5-6, a 5.06 ERA. 126 innings. He's given up 152 hits.
Rollins high and foul down the left field line and out of play. First pitch, a 92-mile-an-hour fastball.
Tomko against the Phillies, 3-2 lifetime with a 5.32 win-loss record and an ERA of 5.13. Giants are 12-9 in the 21 starts that Tomko has had this year.
Rollins 4 for 9 in the series, and he hits one high into right center field where Marquise Grissom is there. 1 out.
Giants defensively behind Brett Tomko today set it up this way. In the outfield, it'll be Bonds, Grissom, and Ledet. It's his 5th start with the Giants. Alfonso, Ransom, Durham, and Snow across the infield, and A.J. Pierzynski does the catching. There had been some talk about the sore ankle of A.J. Pierzynski, and Stan Conti kind of laughed it off because that's amazing that that story made the papers in August when it's been bothering him since April. He says, but it's no different now than it was early in the season.
So it's a new old story.
It's a new old story.
Strike to Glanville at 222, a home run, 8 RBIs. And a foul out of play.
94-mile-an-hour fastball from Tomko. It's never about velocity or even movement. It's always about location with Tomko. He will drift away from the corners, and he will find the fat part of the plate a lot with that fastball.
Ray Durham has it. 2 outs.
Kevin, let me ask you a question, because
All right, I'm ready.
Ray Durham has been playing steady everyday baseball, and all of a sudden he gets a day off. How much will one day off help a player this time of year?
You know what? It'll put life into your legs, and in any position you play on the diamond, if you've got life in your legs, you're better. Instead of maybe having to backhand a ball, you can get in front of it. Instead of maybe getting an in-between hop, you can eliminate it by getting a short hop or a big hop. Durham. And that will retire the side. So a nice inning for Tomko. Giants are coming up. Ricky Ledet will bat first against his former team. We'll be back. 0-0 as we head to inning number 2 here in Philadelphia. Ricky Ledet will step in. It'll be Ledet, Grissom, and Cody Ransom facing Vicente Padilla. And Padilla deals, and Ledet takes a strike. Ledet overall hitting .255, but in the Giants uniform, he's 1 for 18. And a slow roller. And a tough play. Utley juggles it, and he's safe. It's a tough play for a guy who doesn't play a lot of first base.
Yeah, it's a tough play for a guy that plays it every day. It's out there in no man's land, and it's just got the right speed. You cause your first baseman to come in. Utley knew he had to hurry, so he tried to go to the bare hand, could not make a clean pick. Despite it all, he made a pretty good effort. He can get it over there.
Padilla did a good job. Tomas Perez is coming in to have a word with Padilla. Might be giving him a breather. It looks like he's asking him if he's okay.
Got a little protective of Padilla given the elbow problems he's had this year. You know, when he's right, he's a horse. He can eat up some innings. This year he's only throwing 64 innings coming into this ball game. There's 2.5 months of the season on the DL.
Grissom has lots of ownage on Padilla. He's 7 for 11 with a couple of doubles.
Now, Padilla's fastball's flat. I mean, it's got lots of movement. It's got a big snaking type action as it comes into the hitter, but he doesn't have much sink, especially up around the belt, and he'll throw a lot of high fastballs. And up around the belt, that's right to Grissom's wheelhouse.
Pop up down the right field line and out of play.
Let's take a look at our professional grade, brought to you by GMC Trucks and the Giants home runs this series. Well, right now they're beating the Phillies in their own yard 10-1 the last 2 games. And Marquise Grissom has 2 of those 10.
Felipe Alou said before the game he looked at the numbers that Grissom had against Padilla. He said, I would suspect that Grissom is going to see a lot of sliders away today. Although that one wasn't. It was fastball low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
You know, JT Snow said something interesting. He said, you know, if you play here every day, as the Phillies do, he says, after a while, this ballpark becomes your home. It doesn't really become the mental advantage that you have if you're a team, say like the Giants, coming from a ballpark that's very large. You hit this ballpark here, and everybody gets happy because the ball flies here. A real easy ballpark to hit in, dramatically different than what the Giants are used to in San Francisco, and because of that, you feel like you have an advantage as a hitter. Whereas the Phillies, being this is their home park, they don't feel that way.
Right. Two balls and 2 strikes. And Grissom fouls it at the plate. Home run yards. The one in Chicago for the White Sox on top. U.S. Cellular Field. And then this one here, followed by Coors, Wrigley, and Yankee Stadium. I guess what that tells us is a lot of home runs hit in Chicago.
Yeah. White Sox Park. That sort of surprised me. Nobody ever talks about that place being a bandbox.
Runner goes. Hit very high to left field, but in the park. Glanville will make the play.
Big hang and break ball. He just missed that one. Wow.
Take a look at our Chevron High Performance Spotlight. Jesse Foppert in his rehab in San Jose and Fresno. 5 games. Good ERA. 15 strikeouts, 5 walks, and the kids in the minor leagues, they're not hitting Foppert too well.
The velocity of his fastball has been up as high as 91 and pretty consistently. Giants about several starts ago have started letting him throw breaking balls. Initially he was just able to throw the 1 pitch.
Ransom hits one on the ground towards the hole, but Polanco has it, and they get the force play at second. A nice play by Polanco.
Every time I see this guy, he impresses me with his ability to play a position, and what makes him unique is that he can do this in 3 positions. Both sides of second base, plays a good third base, and really, you know, you really don't know that he is a utility player by the way he comes in on the ball. He's real good on the bunt, got excellent range. He's an asset and a tough out. Batting 5th in the Phillies lineup today.
Here's Tomko. Swing and a miss by Tomko.
Dave playing against his old teammates. Take that with you, meat.
Tomko is 6 for 41 on the season, and he hits this one to right field. Over towards the line is Abreu, and Abreu will make the catch, and that ends the inning. So the leadoff single wasted for the Giants. Phillies are coming up. It stays 0-0. Yeah, Noah Lowry yesterday, a no decision. He gave up 9 hits, 6 earned runs. It's 4 2/3 innings as Bobby Abreu stands in. And Felipe Alou is convinced that Lowry just could not get used to the mound and the pitch. So young pitchers sometimes have a hard time getting used to different mounds. I'm sure veteran pitchers do too, but he said the bullpen seemed to adapt a lot quicker than Lowry did. A lot of Lowry's pitches were up, and it's not a good thing when you throw a lot of changeups. But he had a good week.
Yes, he did. He definitely opened up a lot of eyes around baseball because they're talking about him. And yesterday on a mound that's very steep. I mean, the height of it's the same. It's just the slant is a little bit different than what he's used to. And it does take you a while to get used to it. Some guys can't make the adjustment. If you pitch for long enough, number of years, number of innings, you will figure it out.
Out of play. Off into the bat of Bobby Abreu. 291, 81 RBIs for Abreu. Hard to imagine that Tampa Bay had Abreu. They drafted him off the expansion during the expansion draft, and then traded him to Philadelphia for Kevin Stocker. Three and two.
Well, you know, Kevin Stocker's a proven shortstop. They need a guy like that in an organization, young organization. You need a veteran shortstop. Abreu was unproven, lots of potential.
And the walk. Abreu fell way behind in the count, and he ends up taking the walk, and that'll bring up Polanco.
He's got a real good idea of that strike zone. He will build walks.
Got the numbers for Polanco in this series. He hit the home run to give the Phillies the lead yesterday, a 2-run home run. Abreu goes. There's the pitch, a strike, and a stolen base. And for Abreu, number 29.
Let's watch the jump. High leg kick from Tomko. His unload time right around 1.3, and if you give him a half step to a good jump, which he got, we're talking about a big advantage for a good base stealer. He made that look way too easy.
So you work yourself to first by way of the walk. You steal second, and it's a ball and a strike.
You know, the stolen bases, you look at around baseball, the teams, you just don't have many base stealers anymore.
Nope.
So a guy who's got 29 stolen bases against in 31 attempts like Abreu has, I mean, that really jumps out at you on the stat sheet. What an asset that is.
And Brzezinski gets to it quickly. Well, the other reason, Mike, it jumps out at you when you look at Abreu, he's hitting third or fifth. So you've got the combination of average. You've got 25 home runs, so there's some power involved. You're an RBI guy, and then you look and see, what? He's 29 out of 31.
He's a 5-tool guy.
Out of play. 2-2 now to Polanco.
Hit with average, hit with power. He can run and steal you a bag. He's got good range in the outfield with good hands, and he's one of the leading assist arms in the National League. 5-tooler.
And he gives a good interview.
6-tooler.
Exactly.
Looks good in the uni. 7-tool guy.
Out of.
And Tampa Bay traded him for Kevin Stocker.
Yeah.
You know, you trade a young player like that who really doesn't have much experience at the big level. You know, you're kind of rolling the dice. Because that trade can come back and bite you, and it certainly has.
Polanco giving Tomko a pretty good battle, and now Tomko will step off and rub up the baseball. To Durham, which will move Abreu over to third. So Polanco does a nice job with a productive out, and that'll bring up Lieberthal.
What he does. He's a baseball player. That's an excellent situational at bat. You have to applaud that at bat. It means so much. Now all of a sudden, you have a runner at third base, less than 2 outs, all because the number 5 hitter in the lineup was not selfish, and he got the job done. A productive out, hitting a ground ball to the right side of the infield. If a ball goes through, great, you get an RBI. If not, the least you have to accomplish in the AB is get him over. He did.
Here's the pitch to Lieberthal, and it's low. Lieberthal at 259, 12 home runs, 42 RBIs. He does have a home run in his career against Tomko. Giants will play the infield back, straight away in the outfield. Lieberthal shoots one right to the backstop, and that evens the count at a ball and a strike.
Got to keep the ball down. Lieberthal, good high ball hitter. That 1-0 fastball was right to his wheelhouse. Doesn't matter that's on the outside corner. He looks middle away. He's a middle away guy. Ball's out over the plate, up. Very easy to get up in the air. Deep enough to score that run. It's a strikeout situation for Tomko. That's what he's pitching for.
Cubs and Dodgers will start a little later. Pop up. JT Snow wrestling the sun, and he makes the catch. And listen to the boos.
Well, they're starting to lose a little patience with Lieberthal. That RBI scenario for him has been a nightmare. Lieberthal this year coming into this ball game, we're talking about August, 13 for 109, a batting average of 119 with runners in scoring position. That has been a big Achilles heel on this Phillies club.
Well, now it'll take a hit or a mistake by the Giants. With Tomas Perez at the plate. A swing and a miss. 0-1.
Boy, his head pulled off that one badly. Watch the head go in the swing.
Ooh. Tries to bunt. Snow will flip it to Tomko. Got him, and a nice play. Snow direct in traffic before he even fielded the ball. It stays scoreless. We're heading to the third.
This ball brought to you in part by Nextel. Nextel coast to coast, walkie-talkies in under a second. Nextel, done.
Here's Durham, and he lines one to right. Over is Abreu, and he's going to make the catch.
Watch the direction of the traffic from JT Snow, letting Brett Tomko know that he's got the responsibility to cover first. And they're perfect feed, and he just half-step beats him.
Snow doubled into the gap in left center field in the first. Inside corner strike. That's the one you're talking about.
That's the front door sinker. When he gets that pitch going, he's really tough on lefty. So we got any Shane Snow stories lately?
Well, yeah, we have a couple. Center field, maybe we'll share one with you later, is Bird makes the catch. 2 out. And that'll bring up Edgardo Alfonzo.
Shane is JT's 6-year-old son. Another one I was talking about, the one where he wanted to warm his socks up and he put them in the microwave oven.
Well, he wanted to warm his feet up. His feet were cold. There's a strike at the knees. It's kind of the don't do this at home story.
JT's wife Stacy said she smelled something burning. Traced the smell of the microwave, and there it was.
Shallow right field. Abreu says, now I have it, and he does to end the inning. Bird will lead things off for the Phillies. 0-0. Standing room only tickets available. So if you want to see the Expos, check them out on Monday or Tuesday, or check them out Monday and Tuesday. On the ground to short. Ransom from the hole. God, no! He beat it out.
Cody Ransom taking a long look at first base umpire Brian Runge.
And so is Edgardo Alfonzo.
Ball just gets past Alfonzo and across his body. Cody Ransom just cannot quite get enough arm on it. Let's take another look. A little bit of a bobble there. Man, that's close. Bang, bang.
First hit for the Phillies, and here's Padilla. Padilla takes low. 1 ball and no strike.
Now you talk about the Expos. They're hot. They have won 7 in a row coming into today's ball game.
And trailing at this point against the Astros in the 4th inning, 2-0. And a strike at the knees. Padilla might not have thought so. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Giants are going to play this very aggressively on the corners. They're going to try and get a pair. Marlon Byrd runs well, but if they can get in tight enough to Padilla, who's not a great runner, they might be able to get a double play.
There's the bunt, and it's going to roll foul. One ball and 2 strikes.
Padilla hit 105 in the year, like 067 or something lifetime. He's not a real good hitter, but he takes a scary cut. And you think, man, if he ever runs into one, he's going to hit one out of his yard. Contact, that's the problem. Doesn't make enough contact.
Well, he's letting everyone know early that he's about to lay down another bunt. And of course, it didn't work. I mean, if you're Padilla, that's got to tick you off a little bit.
It ticks you out a lot.
I mean, you can help your own. You can help yourself.
You know what's bad is getting back in the dugout. It's like you're not even there. Nobody will look at you. It's quiet, and everybody's thinking the same thing. What a knucklehead for not getting it down.
Stunk that time. I mean, that's what you think people are thinking.
That's what I always thought.
Rollins popped out to center field. Edgardo Alfonzo, the position that he's at the diamond, leaving every indication that he thinks that Rollins might bunt. That's a flare, and that's a hit. So a couple of balls not hit very well here in the 3rd, and the Phillies are in business.
Now you got to be careful right now because you got good speed in the base pass. Marlon Byrd can run. Rollins can run. And you have to really make a strong effort if you're Brett Tonko to try and keep these guys close to the bag before you come home.
Glanville in the 1st inning grounded out to Durham at 2nd. So Tomko will keep an eye on Byrd and the pitch, and Glanville takes a fastball for a strike. He's a fanatic. Always entertaining.
Yeah, he can just stand there and make you laugh. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Oh yeah.
Glanville comes up empty, and it's 0-2. Byrd at 2nd, Rollins at 1st. 1 out. One and 2.
Not a bad day to pitch. I mean, a day where you think you're going to lose a lot of body weight. That's something you can run into this time of year back in the East Coast.
Full foul.
Definitely a good day to get a ladder going, but very comfortable. And if you ask the players on the field, they'll tell you it's good baseball weather. Weather like it is today, you don't worry about pulled muscles. Or if you're a pitcher, you don't worry about getting loose.
75 degrees at first pitch. Tomko looking for the strikeout or double play ball. That will not be a double play ball, but Durham will get the out at first. So 2 outs, both runners advance, and here's Glanville. Or make that Utley.
Utley's been a good RBI guy for the Phillies this year. I mean, Utley's only got 198 at bats compared to 390 of Jim Thome. And if you gave Utley 390, he'd have about as many RBIs as Thome has. And 198 bats coming in today's ball game, he has 45 RBIs. That's good production. Figure you can get about 600 at bats a year. That's about 130 RBIs. And the Phillies love this kid.
Made the last out in the game yesterday. And some of the people that work around the dugout during the ball game were telling us that he threw a fit after the game. The reason Utley is playing at first, this was the ground ball that hit Thome in the shoulder.
Ball came up on him, hit him on the collarbone. Said he woke up the next day, he couldn't raise his arm. Phillies are hoping to get him back Tuesday. Hoping to get David Bell back Tuesday as well.
Grissom. Side retired, so Tomko gets out of it. As the Phillies will leave a pair. 4th inning coming your way, and Mr. Bonds will lead it off. 0-0 here in Philadelphia. Top of the 4th inning. Barry Bonds will lead things off. Bonds was walked intentionally in the first. So he stands in facing Padilla. First pitch to Bonds, and Bonds hits one into center field, but it's in the ballpark as Bird backpedals and makes the catch. So Bonds sees one pitch in the strike zone, and he flies out.
He's doing that a lot this road trip, though, up there hitting on that first pitch.
All right, what do you got?
Well, as Bonds heads back to the dugout, let's take a look at our Aflac trivia question. Our question today: what historical event took place in Philadelphia on April 25th, 1978, during the Padres-Phillies game?
Here's A.J. Pierzynski. Pierzynski popped out in the first inning. Padres Phillies.
1978.
In tight.
April 25th. A cool day in Philadelphia.
Oh, is that part of it? You know it was cool?
Well, if it's a historical event, that's pretty cool.
All right.
I have no idea. Schmidt hit 4 home runs. Is that when he did it? No, he did it against the Cubs, didn't he?
Yeah. Lefty throw a no-hitter?
Could be. Pete Rose wasn't with him then. He was still in Cincinnati.
At second is Perez, who throws out Pierzynski. 2 outs.
I don't know. I don't have any idea.
Here's Ricky Leday. Up an infield hit.
When did Rick Wise throw his no-hitter and hit 2 home runs?
See, I remember him doing that and watching the films of that, and he looked like he had the old wool uniforms on when he did it.
I mean, that's got to be the greatest day in baseball history.
Yeah.
Rick Wise with the Phillies threw a no-hitter and hit 2 home runs. They won 4-0.
0-1 to Ricky Leday. Marquise Grissom to follow should Leday extend the inning. Lots of runs in the first 2 games. This afternoon, nothing so far. 4 hits total, 2 for each team. And Leday with a healthy cut and a foul that carries right to Louis Pujols.
He saw that break a ball early.
Louis, who made some fans happy down the right field line.
Felipe Alou likes to say that, you know, there was supposed to be a deal between the Giants and the Cardinals earlier. We're going to trade Pujols for Pujols. Louis for Albert. But the Giants wanted one more player, and the Cardinals wouldn't give it up. Louis Pujols and Felipe Alou are best friends. And Felipe likes to tease his first base coach.
2-2 to Leday. Now it's a full count as that pitch was high.
Got some good takes going right now. I think he's seeing him well today. Grissom would love to hit in this inning.
Out of play.
Yeah, breaking ball at 3-2, and he was right on it. They got a nice round of applause when he was first introduced to you the other night. The thing about the Phillies fans, they do not forget you.
Got him. Second strikeout for Padilla. Phillies will come up, and it'll be Bobby Abreu to bat first. Tomko to the plate, and it's a strike.
It's a little off-speed first pitch to steal a strike.
Low and in. Cubs and Dodgers are underway at Wrigley Field. 0-0 in the second inning.
Well, she's got her laptop, checking out the stats, listening to Harry Kalas on the radio. Now that's a kid that gets it right there. You got colors on.
You got the brother protecting you with the glove.
Yeah.
In case there's any foul ball activities. Line to Bonds. 1 out.
That ball was striped.
All right, we've been kicking this around and we're tired of it.
All right, we're going to ask and answer our Aflac trivia question. What historical event took place in Philadelphia on April 25th, 1978 during the Padres-Phillies games? Our survey said it was the debut of the Phillie Phanatic. Killing me.
Polanco into center field, and Grissom is there to make the catch.
Yeah, I thought Rick Wise was like 1974 or something. But you know, we're thinking baseball, and they dropped the Phillie Phanatic on us.
It's a good thing we like the Phanatic. Lieberthal popped out to Snow in the second.
There's only been 2 times that I can remember that there has been a mascot come into baseball that gets the whole league talking about it. One was the Chicken in San Diego, and the other one was the Phillie Phanatic. I mean, I'll never forget going to San Diego when the Chicken was the rage, and we couldn't wait to see him. He'd come in and he'd enter about the second inning, and he'd make you laugh hard the whole game.
Well,
It was unbelievable.
Think about the pressure on the Phanatic. think you'd have to be good in this town if you're a mascot? Come on.
Yeah, they have definitely conquered the fear of booing in the city of brotherly love.
There was a time when the Fanatic and Tommy Lasorda weren't seeing eye to eye.
Yeah.
He's going to take the picture now. Stand like this. Lieberthal lifts one to left. Bonds drifting back, and Bonds will make the catch. So Tomko with a 1-2-3 inning. We played 4. We'll head to the 5th. The Fanatic doing his deal, and he will make you laugh. It's 0-0. 0-0. 5th inning. And Grissom with a home run cut and a foul back. .62 RBIs for Grissom. 7 for 12 lifetime against Padilla. And it's 0-2. Ransom to follow, and then Tomko. Got him. Grissom is homered in back-to-back games. Friday, got a pitch up and gone. And then yesterday, up and gone.
Up and gone. A couple of tomahawks.
Here's Cody Ransom. And a strike.
Diaz got a good flow going right now. He's got to feel everything he's throwing. His first pitch strike ratio has been outstanding. 14 out of 17 Giants that he's faced, he's gotten strike one with, or at least throwing the first ball over the plate for a strike. Some of them have been hit. But he's starting to vary what he's throwing too across that first pitch. Fastballs, curveballs, changeup.
He's retired 10 in a row. Ransom a little late, dribbles a foul. 1-2.
A good matchup right here. Padilla, Tomko, they're feeding off each other. Got a quick pace going. Just 4 hits in this ball game. 2 by the Giants, 2 by the Phils.
Ransom reached on a fielder's choice in the second. Pops this one out of play. How about the Tribe?
Cleveland Indians, the hottest team in baseball.
They are leading Minnesota 2-0 in the 6th. A win for Cleveland, and they're tied for first place with Minnesota.
If they win today, it means they're 20-10 since the All-Star break.
Two and two. Got him.
Just backed off the curveball a little bit. Just a slower version of the pitch he threw for strike one. And he drops it right down below the strike zone. And that's his 3rd strikeout in a row. This is just good touch with the breaking ball and perfectly placed when you're ahead in the count.
Tomko hit a fly ball to right field in foul territory in the 2nd. In the American League Central, we just talked about a win today, and the Twins and Indians are tied. Tomko lifts one out of play. The Royals, who had spent a lot of money in the offseason, thinking that they were going to contend, and that has been a disaster. Got him. So that's 4 strikeouts in a row as Padilla strikes out the side. And Tomas Perez will bat first for the half of the 5th inning. Tomas Perez, Marlon Byrd, and Vicente Padilla scheduled to hit against Brett Tomko. Tomko has 1 strikeout and he's walked 1. And that's off the plate. Perez with Abreu at 3rd and 2 outs tried to bunt his way on in the 2nd, but Snow gloved it and flipped to Tomko covering. There's a foul back, and now it's 1 and 2.
Tomko, like Padilla, has had a lot of advantage in strike counts.
You got him.
Good breaking ball. 2nd strikeout now for Tomko. It's amazing how 2 pitchers will feed off each other. You get a quick piece going, and there's no long innings, there's no long waits. You're in, you're out. It's fun to pitch opposite a guy who's dealing.
Bird had an infield hit in the 3rd. Hit a ball past Alfonso that Cody Ransom had to circle, and he could not throw Bird out on a close play, and now it's a ball and a strike.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it's fun to pitch with a 12-run lead too. But the 2 guys hook up like Padilla and Tomko are going right now. They are both benefiting from each other's success.
Out of play on a pitch up and in. Randy Johnson is pitching today, pitching of course for Arizona. Their D-backs are playing in New York. Arizona is 35 and 83. They've lost 9 in a row.
And they said I think in 8 out of the last 10 starts for Randy Johnson, his teammates have gotten him 2 runs or less.
This is hit well, very well. Leday looking up. It is off the wall. Boy, I thought it was gone.
I couldn't tell. See, that's the one flaw in this ballpark. It cost Royce Clayton of the Colorado Rockies a home run in the series prior to the Giants getting here in Philadelphia. And everybody up in that right field bleacher section here is saying that the ball went over the fence. But you just can't tell. They just showed it up on the Jumbotron here, but Larry Bowa is pointing at the Jumbotron and making his case at second base umpire Bill Hahn. But there's no yellow line on top of the fence that is in front of the bleachers. Now Bill Hahn has agreed he's going to go out and talk it over the other umpires, see what they saw.
Well, if you're a Giants fan, this is anytime umpires get together. So if they show it on the Jumbotron and one of the umpires sees it on the Jumbotron, he can change the call.
Absolutely. And I'm not quite sure why the Phillies aren't just replaying that thing like one after another.
The longer the conversation goes, the better odds are that this will be changed. And if this is the best shot that we have, I think it's, well, it may be on the top of the bar.
I think it got it right. From that angle right there, from what we could tell. Just can't tell.
Well, for it to bounced that high, it would either have had to hit a seat or that bar. Certainly wouldn't hit a fan.
They need to make a yellow line on top of that bar.
Padilla takes a wicked hat. Now, am I losing my mind, or did Padilla try to bunt right-handed?
No, you're absolutely right. He'll do that. I mean, he played here for like a year and a half, and he went up there and took it at bat left-handed against a right-hander one day, and they'd never seen him take a left-handed swing in batting practice. But Vida Blue would do the same thing. Vida would hit left-hander off a left-hander.
Right back to Tomko, and Tomko now has Bird in a rundown. That's right, get rid of it. And Ransom to Alfonso, and nearly a double play, but they couldn't quite get the ball to Durham in time. So Bird stayed in it long enough to keep the runner in scoring position.
Nice play from Tomko. A little one hopper. Now, the first thing you do is check the lead runner, and now he's got him hung up. And you run him back to the lesser bag, which he did well. Dish it off to your middle infielder, and the play goes 1-6-5. But as Kai pointed out, Bird stayed in the rundown long enough to allow Padilla a chance to get to second base. So they lose a little speed, but they still have a runner in scoring position.
Here's Rollins. Rollins pulls this one foul. Rollins dumped one into center field for a base hit in the third inning. He's 1 for 2. Well, this was the young lady that got hit earlier and back in her seats and smiling.
Gamer. She's got good seats. She's not going to give those up for a bruise. Come on. Strap on an ice bag. Let's go.
Well, if she came with the guy on her left,
yeah,
and he didn't at least knock the ball down, then she's got to leave with somebody else.
I agree, man. What was he doing? Plus, he's got a uni on. You got to at least take the uni off. He doesn't make that play. Killing me.
To the back foot, it's 3-1. If Tomko may be thinking that he'd rather face Glanville. First base is open. It's 3-1. Foul.
He's got a base open. 3-1 change up there. Pretty close to our gal. I'm sure when she gets drilled like that, they gave her a ball. Try and take some of the sting out of that bruise. Rollins a good high fastball hitter. He doesn't have to give in to him here.
And the walk.
Smart pitch.
Here's the good guys high def calendar. Tomorrow, Tuesday, and the doubleheader on Wednesday, Sunday against the Mets. A lot of games at home. For more information on high def, it's high definition TVs. Visit your local Good Guys store or go to goodguys.com. Glanville has grounded out twice to Durham. Bond's going back. Now he stops and comes in, and he makes the catch, and he scared me. And that'll end the inning. The Phillies leave a pair. 5 complete. 0-0. Here it's 0-0. 6th inning is already arrived. Here's the play that Larry Bowa was talking about, and we're saying that it hit the top of the wall. That's the story we're going with, and that's what we're sticking with.
Absolutely. And Mr. Hahn, second base umpire, got it right.
Well, for the Giants, their last hit was a Ricky Leday infield hit to lead off the second. Padilla has struck out the last 4 Giants in a row. And Durham will lead things off here in the 6th. And he's 0 for 2. He struck out and he's lined out to right. In at third is Polanco. As Durham shortens up to bunt and he takes a pitch inside.
One of the few times we've seen a first pitch ball from Padilla.
Durham, left field line. Polanco will make the catch. Ball came back on him.
That is a foul ball at SBC Park, but you do have plenty of foul territory here at Citizens Bank Park. And you're right, that ball came back a lot.
Well, it's been, let's see, an at bat yesterday. It's been 3 at bats since JT Snow has hit a home run. And that's lifted foul and out of play.
You're right, that's news. He is the hottest man in the land.
Yeah, we joked over on the radio side after the game on Friday on the wrap about how the headlines were going to read Bonds and Giants outslug the Phillies. That was, of course, the game where Bonds hit a home run, but JT Snow hit 3. And wouldn't you know it, one of the local papers here, that's exactly what the headline were in the back, the last page.
Let's see what he's done. Last 10 games, he's been lighting it up. 563, 5 homers. Having fun.
Padilla rubs up the baseball. It's 1-2 to Snow. Boy, he tried to paint the inside corner. Padilla may have thought that that should have been called a strike. I'm not sure, but he's taking a walk like he's ticked off, and that is going to tick off the home plate umpire. Unless he hurt himself. But he's taking a long time right now. See if he tries to come in and make the same pitch.
Well, that's what Lieberthal called. He shook it off. And you want to try and backdoor him with a little breaking ball. But I have to believe that on this 3-2 pitch, he's going to try and go in that inside corner again. Against lefties this year, lefties hit 296 against him, so he hasn't been as dominant against the left-handers as he has in the past.
And he walked him.
Oh, he stayed with the breaking ball, trying to backdoor.
Very surprised.
I mean, I can't remember him throwing this many off-speed pitches. He's usually an 80% fastball guy. Not today.
Alfonso is flied out to deep left, and he's popped out to right. Remember, he, like Grissom, has good numbers lifetime against Padilla. First pitch strike.
Little fastball challenge. Not throwing as hard right now as he was in like the second or third inning. That last fastball at 90. He definitely does not look as comfortable this inning as he has during the game.
And Padilla really slowing things down.
Different style. Pull him over your back spike and hook your spike through your pants. I'm sure the clubhouse guy's thrilled about that concept.
On the ground, maybe a pair. Nice play and a nice flip and a double play. So it goes 4-6-3. Chase Utley will lead things off for the Phillies. Here's Chase Utley and a breaking ball in for a strike. 0-1.
Well, he has been money on that first pitch. Now 17 for 21 for Tomko.
Utley skies this one to right to his old teammate, and Ledet will put it away. And here's Bobby Abreu, who walked in the second and then hit a bullet to Bonds in the air for the out. He's 0 for 1. Still thinking about the pant look on Vicente Padilla.
I've never seen that.
I'm having a hard time going with that one.
I've seen guys have little stirrups sewn into their pants. I've never seen a guy who took it completely on the backside.
High and deep to right. Ledet back. Ledet at the wall. Gone. And it's 1-0. Philadelphia home run number 26.
They want to go outside with it. It's a fastball challenge. It goes the other side of the plate and middle in to Abreu is feeding it straight. Next high golf shot. Loose grip. Quick bat. And Tomko knew it. That is the 15th home run that Tomko's given up this year, and he comes right back in with a breaking ball to get strike one to Polanco.
Polanco is grounded out and he's flied out. Out of play. 1-2.
92-mile-an-hour fastball outside corner. I mean, Tomko's throwing with confidence today. Despite the home run, I mean, he hasn't made many mistakes. And I like the fact that he gave the home run. He comes right back in that strike zone. Here, let's go. All right, he gave one up. Come right back into the next guy.
Up the middle. Ransom takes the carom off of Tomko. 2 outs.
So you have one bad break, and then you just get a good break right after that. But umpire Mark Carlson is going to walk out to the mound just to give see if Tomko's all right. He is. Brzezinski takes the walk as well. A bruise for an out? No problem.
Yeah, you take 27 bruises, would you?
Heck yeah. Turned out to be a routine ground ball, and that should have been a knock. Meanwhile, Polanco's yelling at him to get out of the way.
Lieberthal to left. Bonds over, and Bonds in foul territory. Did he, gang? Yes, he did.
Oh, what a play that was.
We lost Bonds down the left field line, but he makes the play to end the inning. A run on the Abreu home run. Bonds with the catch. It's 1-0 Philly. The Abreu home run, the difference, 1-0. And here was the catch to end the inning. Down into the left field corner, and a sliding catch by the 22-year-old Barry Bonds.
I'm telling you.
And he'll bat first.
Take a look at the GMC Trucks professional grade. So we keep an eye on the home runs this series. Giants 10 the first 2 games, and the Phillies just won. But the difference in this ball game is a Phillies home run today.
Padilla hits the inside corner to Bonds. 1 ball and 1 strike. Bonds hit a fly ball to center field in the 4th. He walked in the first, and it's a 1-0 lead for Philadelphia. 2 balls and a strike with Pierzynski to follow.
Padilla walking out the mound, looking right in at plate umpire Mark Carlson on that last pitch. It's a couple of pitches now on that inside corner, that front door sinker he has not gotten, and he thinks he should get him.
Bonds pops it up. Lieberthal will come over, and Lieberthal will watch this one in the first row. However, a lot of space between where Lieberthal stopped in the first row. There's a camera well down there. Also looks like maybe some handicapped seating. It's 2-2. Padilla taking a lot of time now between certain pitches.
Yeah, he has become much more deliberate now. He's rocking and firing the first 4 innings, and he's slowed things down here the last 3.
Bonds asks for time.
So you're not into the Padilla look with the pants, huh?
Not at all. 2-2. And Carlson is about to go out and tell Padilla to knock it off.
Well, the one thing you don't want to do with your body language is show up your umpire. He tries to go front door in the sink.
And now Bo is barking at Carlson.
And you can see Padilla, he's taking a walk. That's definitely showing up the umpire. And Carlson gave him a half a warning. He didn't take the mask off. But Boa is hooting like a big dog over in the Phillies dugout.
3-2. And the walk. So Bonds will take first base. Here's Boa. Boa might not be long for this game.
He may come out here just to get a couple of words directed to Mark Carlson. But you know, that last breaking ball was not a strike.
I didn't think so.
You know,
and the one before that looked like it might have been high.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you want to. It's a 1-0 ball game. You want to get Bonds out. But you can't fault Carlson. He hadn't called that pitch a strike all day long.
Bo probably sticking up for his pitcher, but Padilla at some point is argued on 5 or 6 pitches.
Now here's where you're going to get an earload if you're Carlson. And this could heat up. You look at the vein on the neck of Boa, and as this starts to get bigger, the bigger it gets, the more likely he is to get tossed. Let's put it that way. All right, calm down.
As he walked past Pierzynski, it wouldn't be beyond Pierzynski to say, what are you doing out here? There's Cormier. So the Phillies left-hander up in the bullpen, and here's A.J. Pierzynski, who's popped out and he's grounded out. So Bonds aboard at first. One and 0.
90-mile-an-hour fastball. Padilla's definitely lost some velocity.
And now a right-hander joins Cormier. Pierzynski hits one into right center field, a big ride. Bird on the move. Bird can't get it. And Bonds doesn't know that he didn't catch it. And Bonds may be out. No, he throws home. And the Giants catch a break.
Oh boy, did they ever.
Bonds took his eye off the ball, and then his mistake was he didn't look to Gene Glenn for help.
Well, Bird almost makes a miraculous play, going a long way, just hits off the web. But Bonds never saw the ball bounce, and as it pinned up against the wall in center field, he couldn't find out where the ball was. He read it right here, but now he lost it. So as he starts back, now he sees Pierzynski running up his tail, and if Tomas Perez, the second baseman of the Phillies, had turned and thrown to third base, they'd have had Bonds by 20 feet.
I think Bonds picked up Louis Pujols. Well, here's Ricky Ledee. And Ledee takes a pitch in tight. He is singled and he's struck out.
The throw right here, actually it went to Rollins. It went over Tomas Perez's head. Rollins never glanced in to see where Bonds was.
Ledee out of play.
Well, you remember what Felipe Alou was talking about before the game today? He said, you know, yesterday, Giants won a ball game against a former teammate who came over on the trade, Felix Rodriguez. He said, how about today the guy that came to us from the Phillies could win the ball game? Yeah. And that would be Ricky Ledee, and here's his opportunity.
1 ball and 1 strike. In tight.
Well, he is pounding that inside corner, and he didn't get much to show for him. He's not making the strike pitch, but he's still going back in time and time again with that fastball.
Infield is playing back. Nobody out. Here in the 7th inning. And that pop-up is in the seats. It's now 2-2.
Well, he struck him out earlier in a breaking ball down and in below the strike zone. And he has not thrown him a breaking ball in this at bat. And that may be what Lieberthal wants to talk to him about. Because if you're going to throw it, now's the time to do it. A 2-2 count.
So it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Giants looking to tie, looking to take the lead. And the 2-2, and it's very high, and it's 3-2.
Staying with the fastball. And that wasn't close. That's an easy take right there.
See what he does with Ledee. 3-2. Here it comes. Out of play. So Ledee stays alive.
Well, there was the curveball, but he didn't have the luxury to throw it below the strike zone. Not in the 3-2 count. He had to go in the strike zone with it. And it was a good curveball. Ledee does well to fight this one off. Ball was up, but it was on the outside corner, and it was quick.
3-2. Look out.
Some flames going down that right field line today.
Yeah, I'm not feeling that good about this seat.
No, she's feeling like there's a bullseye in the back of that seat.
3-2. Left center field. This should score Bonds. Glanville catching. Pierzynski's going to try to tag. Here's the throw, and he made it. And this game is tied as Bonds comes across home plate.
Boy, sensational at bat there from Ledee. Fought and fought and fought. Finally got something that he could get up in the air deep enough to the outfield to score Bonds. And he'll get high fives aplenty when he gets back to that Giants dugout. Glanville 360 squares, and he makes a nice play. But then so does Pierzynski to take advantage of it. And the Giants now are going to get another runner at third base, less than 2-out situation. The Phillies are going to bring their infield in. It's good hustle.
Grissom is flied out and he's struck out. Here he swings and misses. No balls and 1 strike. So Pierzynski at third with 1 out. And that's rolled foul, and it's 0-2.
Two hard sinkers. 0-2 advantage. Padilla knows Grissom. Grissom has hit him well, and he knows the mistakes that he's made, and I guarantee most of them are up. Trying hard to keep that ball down. Lieberthal wants a fastball away.
Got him.
Big strikeout in a strikeout situation. And that really, as you see the Padilla flotilla working on their chorus line act, and that really was not a good location, but lots of late movement coming in towards the plate. A foul ball, and Lieberthal hangs on, but a big strikeout nonetheless. See, they set up, you're going to miss off the plate. That's a good pitch in 0-2, and look at this thing, comes right back in. That's a good pitch to get airborne. And Grissom could not do much with it.
Michael Tucker is going to pinch hit. So Tucker's going to hit, and we'll see if Larry Bowa will let Tucker hit. And it's unlikely that he will. So Tomko, we'll find out if Tomko's going to hit, because while this was going on, the Giants bullpen started to get loose.
Well, you can't pitch. You can't let your pitcher hit if you're going to lose Tucker in this situation. You forced Bowa to intentionally walk Tucker. That loads the bases. If you have any intention of leaving Tomko in this game, you can't do it now.
And Davy Cruz, who will come into play short. Will now pinch hit. And Cruz is 3 for 6 lifetime against Padilla.
Hey, Righetti over there to shake hands with Brett Tomko. An outstanding effort today from Brett.
Tomko still has a chance to pick up a decision should Cruz knock in Pierzynski. But right now he's sitting on a no decision. Pierzynski at third, Tucker at first. One and 0.
Davy Cruz, high ball hitter. He'll sit there and look fastball now until the advantage in the at bat hangs. But he will. He's one of the guys, he can look fastball and still adjust to a strike or a hanging breaking ball rather up above the belt. Good high ball hitter.
Giants have tied it up here in the 7th inning. A hit here would give them the lead. And that's a fair ball, and there's your hit. Tucker can run, and they're going to put up, send him home. Here's the throw, and they got him. Giants take the lead on the Cruz base hit. And out at the plate is Tucker. So Davy Cruz comes through. We'll head to the home half. Giants lead 2-1. The direct connect to the bullpen is brought to you by Nextel. And that bullpen would mean it's going to bring out Scott Air. And this for Scott Air will be appearance number 60. And Air is coming off a very solid outing on Friday night. All right, well, a pretty solid outing. 2 innings, 2 hits, a run, no walks, and a strikeout.
Well, you're right. He is pitching well. Which is why he's in there now, trying to protect a 1-run lead. Well, let's watch this 0-1 swing of the bat and a breaking ball from Davy Cruz. And you can see where Michael Tucker gets deep because the ball comes up. Abreu comes in, overthrows the cutout, and he doesn't put much on this. Kind of lollygags a throw, and yet here it comes right on the money. You couldn't ask for a more perfect strike if you're Mike Lieberthal, the Phillies catcher. There's a little hesitation here from Tucker, who looked up and said, okay, I'm out of here. Gene Glenn put the flag up and then waved him through once he saw the effort from Abreu. So Abreu deked everybody.
Yeah, he deked him with the soft throw, but it just happened to be on line. Davy Cruz is now at short. So here's Scott Air. He'll be facing Tomas Perez. And Air to Perez, and first pitch misses for a ball, 1-0. Perez is 0 for 2, a bunt attempt, and thrown out in the second, and then Tomko struck him out in the fifth. That's popped back and into the seats. Once again, the Giants with Bonds leading off with a walk. Get the inning started that way. A little tardy on the swing by Perez. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, he follows the 1-0 fastball where he gets a foul off. Looked to me like Perez is right on that first strike, foul back, and he comes right back in, heats him up upstairs with another fastball, gets the swing through. Now you can go climb the ladder with another fastball or bounce him a curveball in the dirt.
Brzezinski will watch this one go into the seat.
Or you could challenge him, you know, right at the knees across the middle of the plate.
See what you can do with that one, baby.
That's a little bit too much strike zone in that 1-2 pitch, especially when you have a guy like Perez who likes to swing it. It's pretty aggressive. He didn't walk a whole lot. He's walked 7 times in 136 at bats this year. That's not a whole lot. Time for a changeup. There it was. But I like the idea below the strike zone. See, that's the one thing when you come into a new team, you check the stat sheet. That's one of the stats you look at. You look at how many walks a guy has and how many at bats. And you got a guy with 140 at bats, 7 walks. That guy's going to try and swing it, which means you get him a 2-strike count. You can throw it out of the zone. He'll chase.
Got him.
Backed him up. Another changeup and a pearl.
By the way, you were talking about Montreal. Let's take a look at this pearl.
Yeah, that's a great setup there. Good arm action below the strike zone, and you get a swing through strikeout.
Remember, you said they had a 7-game winning streak?
Yeah.
But I said they were losing?
Yeah.
They're now winning in the 9th, 4-2.
That would make them the hottest team in the National League.
Bird is a couple of hits.
I amend that. That would make them the hottest team in baseball. All right. Time to play the Giants.
Livan Hernandez is pitching today. Armas Jr. pitched yesterday, so those are 2 really good starters the Expos have that will not pitch in that Giants series. Bird fouls this one off of somebody's mask. On our Corona, what's on tap? This is where you'll see that Expo series. FSN, Bay Area, every one of them. And Giants also will be in high def. Tomorrow, Tuesday and Wednesday, the doubleheader. Lincoln Mercury pregame show tomorrow at 6:30. One ball and 2 strikes. I know that you're going to take a couple of those days off. One of your former teammates will sit in for you on Tuesday and the doubleheader on Wednesday. And I forgot, who's that guy again?
Matt Williams.
Matt Williams will be in the booth Tuesday and then for the doubleheader on Wednesday.
Giants fans will love Matt Williams behind the microphone.
Playable, Pierzynski. And he reaches back to make the catch.
Matt Williams, definitely one of my favorite teammates I've ever played with.
Well, I'll find out Tuesday if he feels the same way about you.
You know, you could ask just about anybody on those 87, 86, 88, 89 teams, and they'll all tell you the same thing. It was fun to go to work. It was a privilege to play with those guys.
Well, I never got a chance to play with Matt Williams, but as a broadcaster and being around him every day, he was a joy. Here's Jason Michaels as a pinch hitter, and he takes a strike.
Well, he will make you laugh those days, believe me. He's been doing a radio show in Arizona, so he is not afraid of the microphone, and he will do a good job.
Rolled foul. Giants have a day off on Thursday, and then the Mets will be in town. All of a sudden, the month of September is creeping up on us.
Fast.
And the road trip for the Giants after the homestand will be Florida and Atlanta. And I know you've already predicted that we'll probably see 3 or 4 hurricanes in Florida when we get there.
Yeah.
I mean, they're backing up out in the Caribbean right now.
Yeah, Charlie just went through, and they got Hurricane Earl coming up behind him. And there's the hurricane fanatic right there. That's serious business, boy. A lot of damage in Florida. We send all the people in Florida are concerned.
Low to Michaels.
Scott Air has a home in Florida. Concern was not as great as if his family had been there, but they were with him here in Philadelphia. Felipe Alou has family. A lot of Giants family in Florida.
Michael steps out. It's 2-2 with 2 outs. Giants lead by 1. Very close. Now it's 3-2. We talked about Tomko. Should the Giants pick up that extra run, he would be eligible then for a decision. There's a line drive into right field, and that's going to fall. More of a flare. Michaels with a 2-out single.
That was the flare line drive.
Here's Rollins, a tough out in the entire series. It's exactly the way he's been today. He's 1 for 2 with a walk.
Good player. He's a guy who I think has gotten better every year. And that's what you want to do when you're in the big leagues or any level of baseball. You want to keep improving your game. He has definitely done that.
Very high to Rollins. Cubs are leading the Dodgers 4-0. That game is in the 5th inning. Give you some scores of interest, at least to our interest. The Padres are leading Cincinnati 7-2 in the 7th. Rollins fouls it back.
Ooh.
By the way, the Twins have tied up that game against Cleveland. It's 2-2 in the 8th. See, that would be interest to me more than a local interest. Here comes Dave Righetti stopping the action.
Now, he may have seen something in that last pitch. It was a poor location fastball on the 1-0 count. And Jimmy Rollins all over it. And Righetti may have an answer as to why he elevated that fastball. Or if he doesn't have an answer, he wants to find out the answer. Here's the pitch. They're trying to get in tight jam him, and this thing just hangs right out over the middle. And this is a pitch that you make contact with that thing, it's going to go up. And going up in this ballpark is not a good thing. So the message was, if you're going to miss below the strike zone, which means throw sinkers, sliders, and curveballs.
One ball and one strike. Maybe another message was keep an eye on Michaels. Just don't let him think that he can get as big a lead as he wants. Michaels really not a threat to run. Out of play. It's now 1-2.
Now here's where you're way ahead in the count. And this is where Rollins has improved his game. I mean, he used to be a guy who would chase, but not so much anymore.
A soft toss to first, and Michaels gets back. By the way, tomorrow night, remember, tickets are available. Good seats for Monday and Tuesday against the Expos. John Patterson against Kirk Reeder. Against the Expos, swinging a foul out of play. Schmidt will pitch on Tuesday. And then in the doubleheader on Wednesday, 3 undecideds and Brad Hennessy. The pitch in the dirt, and Rollins, did he go around? No, and going down to second is Michaels. So there's the tying run at second base.
And there's the break. And good anticipation of Michaels. Gets a good secondary lead. He sees this ball right about now. You start to get your move on your secondary lead, and you anticipate that you're going to have a chance to go. Gone. Anticipation will always give you an extra half step.
Two and two. Got him. Big strikeout. Air with 2 strikeouts in the 7th. We'll go to the 8th. 2-1 Giants.
Giants baseball is brought to you in part by your Bay Area Mercedes-Benz dealers, who remind you that's life here. We're part of it.
All right, the Fanatic and this gentleman doing a little dancing on top of the Phillies dugout. And Fanatic's got some rhythm. The other guy, I don't think so. And this was part of their routine. Here we go.
Yep.
Oh,
He never let you down.
he makes me laugh. Riel Cormier is on to do the pitching.
What a great job, huh? Just go in the stands and start messing with people.
Yep. Cormier to face the top of the Giants lineup in Ray Durham. Durham looking for his first hit. He had a terrific series in Pittsburgh, but it is not carried over into the series here in Philadelphia.
Well, he had one of those series in Pittsburgh that everything he hit was loud, even his outs. So you figure as loud as he was hitting everything in Pittsburgh coming into this ballpark, as live as it has been, think, all right, look out, this guy's set to go off. And he's got, with the little bird left on the rock, to show for it.
Into left center field. Is this going to hang up? It does for Glanville.
And one thing that's nice about it, having Doug Glanville in left field, you basically have two center fielders out there playing in your outfield. Glanville, for most of his career, has been a center fielder, but he gives way to Marlon Byrd. So their range is spectacular from the left side of the end. Really, Robbie Abreu, no slouch in right field either. He plays a good field.
A.T. Snow is 1 for 2 with a walk and a late call strike, with Edgardo Alfonzo to follow. Felix on the right, Roberto Hernandez on the left. A couple of former Giants that throw really hard. Snow takes high and in. And Tim Worrell in the background. Slowly hit. Rollins to Utley. And here's Alfonzo. Alfonzo hit a ball to deep left in the first. Since then he's popped out and he's hit into a double play. Would love to get aboard for Barry Bonds. Low and in.
Cormier is not an easy guy to sit on one pitch for him. He's got so many things he can do with the ball. The only lefty in the Phillies pen.
Hit to left field. Glanville broke back, but now he stops. And Cormier has a 1-2-3 inning. Giants leading 2-1. Stay with us. Here's Glanville. Glanville pops up the first pitch into shallow left field. Cruz out, but Bonds in, and Bonds will reach up. 1 out.
You know, in watching how this ballpark plays, it just seems like pop-ups to left field or right field, straightaway left field or right field towards the lines on both sides of the fence, on both sides of the field. It just seems like the outfielders don't have to go very far. No, this place seems short because of that.
I mean, everything seems like a pop-up.
Yeah, I would walk off those distances again. I don't think they're right. Plus, the walls go straight across the field, and that's why it seems short.
Utley takes a pitch high, 1 ball and no strike.
Once you start at a foul line and you go out to left center, it's a straight line from the fence. The fence does not arc at all. It doesn't deepen as it goes away from the foul line. Another way that it plays short.
Well, one way to obviously make it a little better for pitchers is to take home plate and move it back, right?
Yep.
Well, then you're going to have to deal with the stands that kind of jet out down the lines.
You can maybe move back 3 feet on both sides. It ain't going to happen.
So you're saying it ain't going to happen.
No, I'm saying as we look at our telescreen, this is a straight line to the foul line.
Right.
They need to kind of go out here and kind of bow it in. I don't know if I made that clear. Start here, and they need it to go out this way, see? So they need to scoop this whole section out and move it back.
So not just scoop, but move it back.
Yeah, about $40 million, they could clean it up. They don't need to do anything with this ballpark. It's fantastic. But it will always play live.
Yeah.
But you know, you got one live ball yard in the National League West Coors Field, and really, you know, 1.5 if you consider the BOP. Arizona's ballpark's pretty live. So if you think about the National League East, Shea Stadium's a fair ballpark for pitchers. Florida is a fair ballpark. You have a place to pitch. It's you know, left field may be live, but right, center, and right field, you have to really crush one to get it out there. Montreal's a fair park, so if you have one live yard in the East Division, not bad.
Got him.
Scott Ayers dealing.
And here's Abreu. Well, Abreu hit a home run in the 6th inning to give the Phillies an early lead.
Really not a hanging fastball either. The ball was down. The problem was they wanted it on the outside corner. It came across the plate, middle in. And Abreu golfed it out. But Brett Tomko dealt today. He pitched beautifully. That's a confidence fastball right there. An 0-1 challenge. Nice pitch. You know, it's great. You can ask big leaguers at any given time, how you throwing right now? How you swinging the bat? They'll tell you. And if you ask Scott Ayers, he'll tell you, I feel good. I feel good with everything I'm throwing up there.
1 ball and 1 strike.
And one thing he's done in this outing today is he's throwing some changeups. He backed Tomas Perez, the first hitter he faced in the 7th. He backed him up with changeup after a changeup and got a swing through strikeout for the first out. That was something we haven't seen him do in a long time. And he's
2-1.
Very careful here. He does not want to make a mistake middle in, because you know what Abreu thinks in these situations. I mean, he's already hit 26 on the year, and he's thinking tie ball game if he can get something to drive.
Past Snow. So that'll be a 2-out single, and Felipe Alou starting to move around a little bit. By the way, while Felipe Alou's coming out, the Astros have not taken the lead over Montreal 5-4 in the 9th. Only telling you that because we've been talking about the opponent for the Giants coming into SBC tomorrow, and that's the Expos, who have won 7 straight. Jim Brower's coming in. Giants lead by 1, and we will be back on Fox Sports Net tomorrow at 11. And Brower, with his number 64th appearance, was one of 5 relievers that pitched in the win yesterday. He pitched 1 inning, allowed 1 hit and no runs. And here he's facing Polanco. Abreu at first. 2 outs. And a strike. Polanco. He's grounded out twice, and he's flied out to center field. Brower steps off. Remember, Abreu, with a stolen base today, gives him 29 on the year. A gutsy move to send him. The Giants are going to keep him close.
I'd be surprised if he doesn't go. It looked to me like he had about a half a lean going there anyway.
No balls and 1 strike. And back is Abreu.
Well, in an 0-1 count here too. I mean, it gives Felipe a couple of options. If he really senses that Padilla's going to go, or Abreu's going to try and steal, rather. I mean, you have 2 pitches here, really, that you could pitch out on.
A good bluff by Abreu. And it's a ball and a strike.
You know, it's a situation too that most catchers want to get something hard on the outside corner. Hard fastball, hard slider, something that's a nice pitch for them to catch, reach across their body, and as they reach to catch the ball, they cock their shoulders and they're in a good position to get a throw off. And if you're a hitter, you look middle away right now. And look at Pierzynski. He's setting up on the inside corner. Yeah, I always thought that stock in a catcher would go up in a scenario like this when he would not go to the predictable outside part of the plate and he would call the inside corner.
Here comes Dave Righetti.
I'm surprised once the scout report around the league goes that a catcher likes to call that outside part of the plate. I mean, hitters know that and they'll dive out there and try to take advantage of it. It's the easiest pitch to throw off of, the outside pitch to a right-handed hitter. In this scenario right here, I mean, it'd be the same thing for a left-handed hitter too, the outside part of the plate. Some catchers are predictable that way.
A lot of meetings going on. Righetti, Brower, Pierzynski, Brower, Vukovic, Polanco. Pedro Feliz in the game, had a meeting with Davy Cruz. Here it's a ball and a strike.
Well, the pace of the game has slowed down. The fans here starting to get a little antsy. They want to know how this is all going to turn out. It's good drama.
And it should turn out with the ball ending up in Leday's glove, and it does. So that'll do it. We're going to the 9th, and the Giants will go to the 9th with a 1-run lead.
Well, we're in the 9th inning. Giants lead the Phils by a score of 2-1. Time now for our Nissan drive of the game. For that, we go to Davy Cruz, who's pinch hitting. It's the 7th inning, 1-1 tie, and he hits a little slice ground ball over the bag at first. It goes down the line. It would score A.J. Pierzynski, and Michael Tucker was throwing on the backside of that play, and that closed out the inning. But the Giants took the lead, and that's where we are right now. That is your Nissan drive of the game.
And here's Cormier to face Barry Bonds. And Bonds swings and misses. He got a piece of Lieberthal. No balls and 1 strike.
Sorry. What else can you say?
Bonds has walked twice and he's flied out. Does have a home run against Cormier.
That's some 0-1 paint right there. Watch the bat of Bonds as it comes around and smacks Lieberthal right in the head. Bonds taking inventory. Sorry, dude.
Big shift is on for Bonds. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Oh, he's pitching him tough. Every pitch he's throwing in this at bat has been perfect. Bonds has hit 1 home run off him, and he's hit him well.
Very high, very deep, and very foul.
Look out. Balls flying everywhere. Well, I said, Lieberthal, you just got even with me for me hitting you on the top of the head.
1-2.
Good pitch. He's throwing. That was looked like a flat slider. He just sort of backed up the speed and just sort of teased him out there, sort of frisbeed it off the plate away. Now soft away, now in hard. Look out. I'm not sure what part of the bat that hit. That
knob
almost got him in the face.
Bonds looked at the knob. See if he hit the knob.
Yep, got the knob. He has a big knob on that bat, and it was a good thing right there. If it didn't hit the knob, it might have hit him in the face.
Now the other thing too is if it hits the knob in the wrong spot, it could carry him right back into your face. Well, is it the old theory, high and tight, low and away? Let's watch.
Going back in again.
Bonds with a shot into shallow right field where Perez will throw him out. I have a hard time writing 4-3 on this. Well, there was a suggestion made that right down 329 where you see there's a fan in a sweatshirt and a red hat all the way to your right. That's where you would move the fence back to and then take it all the way along straight all the way out to right center field. And it would probably give you what, another 10 feet?
At least
15 feet?
Yeah.
Brzezinski lifts one into left center field. Bird is on the move and he's going to get there, and now on the track he'll make the catch.
But if you could get 20 more feet out of it, I mean, you're talking about 349, 389. I mean, that's a big difference.
Oh yeah, all of a sudden now the hitters are ticked.
Well, the hitters would always have right field. There's not much you can do about right field with the scoreboard, but they do have the option to move that fence and left field back, and they'd have to forfeit 6 rows of seats to do it.
Ledet will be the 3rd straight left-handed hitter that Cormier will face. So Ledet trying to get something going with 2 outs. He has a sacrifice fly that gave the Giants, actually no, that tied the score in the 7th inning. A ball hit into left center. And the 2-0. And it's 3-0. And with Grissom on deck, should Cormier lose Ledet, there's a good chance he would be out of the game. With Felix Rodriguez loose and ready to go, and there's a late call strike. I like coming to Philadelphia. This is one of the towns in the East where I wouldn't mind coming a couple of times.
Yeah, it's a good city.
And there's the walk.
But you know, it's easier coming to the ballpark now than it was with
true.
the Vet. And I didn't mind the Vet. Veterans Stadium, which has been demolished. But this ballpark here, wow.
We are going to take a break as Larry Bowa does indeed go to the bullpen. Former Giant Felix Rodriguez is coming in. He'll be facing Marquise Grissom. Giants with a 1-run lead in the 9th. Yesterday, Felix Rodriguez gave up a big home run to Yorvit Torrealba, a pitch that was up in the strike zone, and this ended up being the difference in the game.
After the game, Yorvit Torrealba said, running the bases, I made sure I didn't look at Felix because if I did, I was afraid I was going to laugh. I mean, they were very close friends when Felix was a member of the Giants. It's one of his buds.
Most of those games in a Giants uniform, 60 appearances, and here's Grissom. Grissom a couple of strikeouts and a fly ball against Padilla. Grissom likely to see a fastball. What do you think?
Well, yeah, away. That's what you look for against Felix. If you're a Giants player and you look for any other pitch, something's wrong. But Felix, I mean, he did open up a couple of pitches yesterday with sliders. But you still have to look fastball away.
And now Ledet will fall back into first. High to Grissom, 1 ball and no strikes.
The movement on the fastball from Felix Rodriguez at the belt will run flat and it'll go right back into a righty. If he keeps it down around the knees, he will get sink.
Rodriguez, like he always does, takes his time.
Well, he just shook off a couple changeup calls. Now he wants the fastball away.
And he threw it by Grissom. 1 ball and 1 strike.
95-mile-an-hour fastball.
Grissom got out of the box. Looked like he did a couple of stretching exercises. Get that back stretched out, get it loose. Rodriguez threw. They got that on the gun at 94.
The thrower to first?
Yeah.
You better be ready. Do not take your eyes off the pitcher if you're playing first base with Felix out there.
One ball and 1 strike. Grissom pops it up. Lieberthal takes a peek at it, but it's back into the seats. It's 1-2. Well, you see a player in a certain uniform with certain colors, and it's hard to get used to that player when he's in different colors. 1-2. Very high.
Tried to hump up on the fastball, to reach back, 96'd him, but he lost control of it. Now you're right. I agree. I mean, I saw Paul LaDuca the other day in a Marlins uniform, and that did not look
well.
right.
I see. I don't think that's Paul LaDuca. I think that's a stand-in.
It's his evil twin brother, Ed.
It didn't look at all like LaDuca. 2-2. Ledet goes. Grissom fouls this one right below us and out of play. See, I might not recognize LaDuca in the hotel lobby unless he had a Dodger uniform on.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you see Steve Finley in a Dodger uniform?
Yeah, he looked a little weird too, but not as weird as LaDuca or I remember when Will Clark put a Cardinal uniform on.
Yeah, it didn't look right.
I was like, who is that guy?
No. Matt Williams in a Cleveland uniform.
Very weird.
That looked bad. Well, not bad, just looked different. Cleveland has a good looking uni, but
see, that's why I'm glad I never saw Robbie Thompson in an Indians uniform. I don't think Robbie ever made it out of spring training, did he?
No.
2-2. Ledet goes. Grissom takes outside to throw to second. Not in time.
That was close.
It was close. Third steal for Ricky Ledet.
That's a big play. With the hands on the legs. And I thought they had him. A little slide. They had him. And don't tag me there.
3-2 to Grissom with Ledet at second.
Giants get a break.
And now it's Pedro Feliz.
This will be an interesting at bat.
Indeed it will.
Just for the simple fact that Pedro Feliz and Felix Rodriguez, very, very close friends, and Pedro Feliz, an excellent fastball hitter, and Felix Rodriguez has an excellent fastball.
See, I think Pedro's the one guy that doesn't fit most patterns of major league players. I don't think he looks in the mirror when he leaves the clubhouse.
Well, so you don't like that look, is what you're
No.
telling me. That's the little Dutch boy look. Put a pair of wooden shoes on that guy and he'd be looking clean.
Yeah, from the Netherlands. That's Rickard Fanida.
Well, he's watching Jim Thome. He got inspired by his look.
Outside. I mean, and this is not something that I wouldn't say face to face to Pedro Feliz.
Oh yeah, you would.
Oh yeah, but that's what my point is. And they probably will on the plane.
Yeah, we'll have to ask him about the look.
2-0.
2 pitches, 2 sliders. He's staying away from that fastball. Well, guess what? Sooner or later, he's going to have to come into him, and that 2-0 count would mean right now would be a good time. And Joe Kerrigan, the pitching coach, is going to come out and tell him, hey, all right, you got yourself into a hole here with 2 sliders you missed. But this guy's going to be sitting on gas, and you either better put some severe location on it or throw another slider. You got an open bag, so you don't have to give in. Phillies can really pick as to who they want to face. Whether it be Feliz in a 2-0 count or Davy Cruz on deck.
Two and 0. This might be a spirited swing from Pedro Feliz. Out of play.
It was. That was the one right there. It was not good location. It was away, but it was up. And in this ballpark, they just get away with one right here. That's what this amounts to. That's a gift. And he was on it, boy. I mean, I guarantee Larry Bowa was cringing in the Phillies dugout after that one. Because the view you saw from the side is the same one Bowa saw, and Feliz was on it.
Three and 1. It took Cormier 11 minutes to get 5 outs. So far it's taken Felix Rodriguez 15 minutes, and he's faced 2 hitters. The 3-1, and that's a base hit, and it may roll. Leday scores. Grissom to third. To second is Feliz. How about that? It's 3-1.
And you can't keep giving good fastball hitters gifts in fastball counts. And the gift is the fastball away, but it is up. And Pedro Feliz fouled off the 2-0, and he is not going to miss another one. Same identical location. He does not try and pull it. He goes with the outside location to right field. Just good hit, and that is a big run.
Now second and third with 2 outs, and here's Davy Cruz. Cruz, a good fastball hitter, and he rolls this one foul. The Astros ended up beating Montreal 5-4, and Randy Johnson shut out the Mets. Arizona beats New York 2-0.
Another base hit for Pedro Feliz is moving a few people in the parking lot.
Cruz to right, and Abreu will make the catch. He hit it well, but that ends the inning. Giants pick up a run. Phillies are coming up in the bottom of the 9th. Giants by 2. Here it's a 3-1 lead for the Giants, and Dustin Hermanson comes in. Hermanson with his numbers. 24th appearance. He did pick up His second save of the year. He did it yesterday. He gave up a hit in the ninth. He also had a strikeout. He went 1 inning. And here in the ninth, it'll be Lieberthal, Perez, and Bird. And I suppose, Mike, with that 1 run, you see the Chicago-LA score, the one the Giants scored in the top of this inning, might make Hermanson a little bit more liberal with the first pitch.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly what it'll do. You've got a mulligan now, and you can go right at him, strike one.
Just like that.
And he takes advantage of it. When you have a 1-run lead, it's a whole different ballgame, and you have to start mixing the first pitch. You can't challenge with a fastball. You have to go to a corner if you do. There are a lot more breaking balls in that situation.
A new baseball for Hermanson.
Talking about it the other day, you know, the 9th inning's fun, man. I may like this job.
Two and one to Lieberthal.
It is a different out than any other out. That 27th one. When you can get it after a win, wow.
Lieberthal hits it to center field, but right at Grissom. That is out number 1. And Lieberthal now is the one that the fans are starting to pick on. Hey, they booed Mike Schmidt.
Yes, they did. You play here long enough, you're going to get booed. But they adopt you as a player here, and they think of you as one of their own.
Perez is 0 for 3. Taking all the way, and he takes a strike.
Again, the 2-run lead, challenge fastball.
In at third is Pedro Feliz. To left field, Bonds over, Bonds near the line, 2 outs.
Now, when you consider what happened here the first 2 games of this road trip in Pittsburgh, 2 nightmarish games, games they thought they had in the bag, and they lost both of them. Giants win on the next 3. They win those 3, and now they have a chance to win this one. A rare road sweep in a live yard here in Philadelphia.
Should have seen how it looked on my telephone.
How'd it look?
Ugly.
Not good.
Pitch is in the dirt to Bird. 2 hits today for Marlon Bird. Strike to even the count.
He was taken all the way.
Luke Collier's grabbed the bat. He's on deck. And Hermanson thought that was pretty good. It missed 2 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, you do get mad. You make a good pitch, you think it's a strike. I mean, it's a difference between a 2-1, 1-2 count, and that's huge. You got to get over it. Mark Carlson not giving those corner pitches on the outside part of the plate.
Now it's a full count.
So he went right down the throat, and he'll do it again. And this is another example of what the 2-run lead can do for him.
Here's the payoff. Out of play. Well, I guess, Mike, it's safe to say the one thing you can do is go from a starter to a closer. You couldn't go the other way.
Well, yeah, you could, but it would take you a lot longer to get arm strength up.
Well, meaning Hermanson did it in what, a day?
Hour and a half.
Yeah. So you cannot do that if you were a closer.
No.
Here's the payoff. Hit to right field. Hit pretty well. Leday is there. And the Giants have swept the Phillies. And after those two very tough losses in Pittsburgh, they've won 4 straight. And this afternoon here at this beautiful new ballpark, they win it by a final of 3-1. And Brett Tomko is going to get the win. So Tomko gets the win, and Padilla will take the loss. 3-1 is your final, and we'll wrap things up. Here in Philadelphia, the Giants win this Sunday afternoon ball game by a final of 3-1.
Let's take a look at the Western Division and the wild card standings. With the win today, the Giants 6 games back of the Dodgers and tied with the Padres in second place in the National League West. In the wild card, they moved to within a half a game of the Cubs and the Padres right there with the Giants. So things getting a little more interesting. And you know, they did exactly what they had hoped to do. If you go into this part of the season and you have a 6-game set on the road, you want to go 4-2, which means you basically win both series. And they did it in dramatic fashion, losing the first 2 ball games in Pittsburgh. So a great salvage. And consider this, coming into this series with the Phillies, they were going to face their big 3 arms, Brett Myers, Eric Milton, and Vicente Padilla. And who were the Giants going to throw at them? 2 rookies and Brett Tomko, and they wind up winning all 3 ball games. So the flight back home to San Francisco is going to be a wonderful flight, and the Giants now have a head of steam going into a very hot Montreal ball club starting tomorrow.
Well, the one thing I think significant in this series is the Giants hit the long ball, and a part of this Giants 25-man roster has been the bullpen, and lately, you know, they've taken some heat, but in this series that wasn't the case at all. They pitched extremely well,
and it was defined. They have a closer. Dustin Hermanson last night, or in yesterday's ball game, really passed the first test where he comes into a live ball yard with a 1-run lead, preserves it. And then here again today with a 2-run lead, goes out there and 1-2-3 out, 9th inning, see ya, and did it very quietly. So the confidence factor all of a sudden, where it wasn't good 2 weeks ago, it's very strong right now.
And remember, the Giants won the first 2 games in this series with 10 home runs, none today.
And if you're the Philadelphia Phillies, who now slip back to an even 500 record on the year, they got to be doing some serious soul searching. And they were involved in the wild card race with the Giants before this series.
Well, 3-1's your final. Join us on FSN Bay Area tomorrow at 6:30 for the Lincoln Mercury pregame show before the Giants in Expos. Coming up next, it's Northern California Team Golf 4. My partner, Mike Krukow, our producer, Jeff Kuiper, our director, Jim Lynch. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. You've been watching Giants baseball on FSN Bay Area. Thanks for joining us. And from Philadelphia, have a good night, everybody.